Ever wondered what today could look like if Disney still continues their old games such as Toontown? I've begun to wonder this in relation to Dreamlight Valley and wondered what it might be like if there were accessories in the game inspired by Toontown Online. For those unfamiliar, Toontown Online was Disney's MMO back in 2003 where you created your own toon, completed tasks, and helped save Toontown from the cogs by using a range of gags to defeat them. Whilst it is closed, volunteers have created private servers to continue its legacy and bring joy to new and old players today. One character that was the face of Toontown was Flippy Dogginbottom. This dog toon is president of the Toon Council and is the most recognisable toon in all of Toontown. And so I decided I wanted to make a backpack based on Flippy, and I wanted to do it based on the Loungefly style backpacks. I did something like that before in a previous video using Donald Duck. I loved the idea of that, and I wanted to continue that trend. So I focused on using lots of different shapes to try and help create the muzzle of Flippy, which, as you'll see, it got quite difficult trying to get things in the precise places as I tried to get circles in different places and adjust them into the right positions. And in the end, I was really happy with how it turned out. And I used a picture of Flippy as a reference to try and make sure I got things relatively accurate, but also trying to maintain that Disney Loungefly style as well. And so I sort of kept to how I did it with Donald Duck backpack and put the eyes in a location where just behind the muzzle itself. One of the hardest parts was sourcing out the eyes, having the distinct cut that is in the eye pupils of Flippy, where it looks like triangles, and I really struggled to figure out a way to make that work in the right angles. And I also wanted to make sure there was some sort of expression coming from his face, so I sort of adjusted the eyes and cut them out a little bit so there was some reasonable expression that could be created from it. The other thing that was quite challenging was the ears. The ears were really difficult to pull off, but I'm really happy with how it has turned out because it required me to cut out a lot of parts of the existing shapes that I added to try and get the right width of the ears, and also to try and round them off a little bit, which is quite difficult to be able to do, but I was very happy with how it all turned out in the end. Toontown is a game that I've been playing for years and years. I used to play the original one on Toontown Online, now I play the current servers, and the community there is absolutely wonderful. If you haven't checked out Toontown, I highly recommend it. The one that I play is Toontown Rewritten, but I know there's lots of Corporate Clash, Grindworks, and a whole range of other private servers out there to check out, where people have come up with different ideas of what Toontown can look like if it kept being continued by Disney. And I think it would be cool if Toontown somehow end up in Dreamlight Valley. There's a lot of ways it could work, but for the meantime, I thought I would just try and make a backpack, and I'm open to other ideas as well as to what else I could create, whether that's Toontown based or something completely different from another old Disney game that some of you may have played before. But yeah, the ears were a real pain. I was trying to figure out the ways to cut it effectively without having a major impact, and sometimes I've not completely figured it out, but sometimes when you add shapes or cut into it, it impacts a whole other element of a backpack that you don't necessarily see. So for example, like underneath the backpack, which was added a sort of certain level of difficulty to it. So I had to be really mindful of that and make sure that I put something to cover it to sort of keep it consistent and didn't look too messy everywhere as well. But with this version of Flippy, it's quite block style to a certain extent, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. It's a backpack that I've now fallen in love with, and I'm so happy with the results of it. It's really nice to be able to have on my character and wear. It just brings a little bit of Toontown into the wonderful game of Disney Dreamlight Valley. And there you have it, a Flippy Dogginbottom backpack. What should I create next on Disney Dreamlight Valley? Another Toontown based item? Something from Club Penguin perhaps, or something completely different? Let me know in the comments, but for now, have a good morning, a good afternoon, and a good evening, and see you all next time. Bye!